What's up, Lane? How are you? I hope you can hear me all right. What's up, Lane? How are you? Oh, wow, that's a big delay. Jeezel, peasel. That's alright. Nothing to be too worried about. I wonder if you can, like, change that. But we are going to be talking about UFC 318. Hi, Lane. How are you, Big Papa? We gotta call you something else. We cannot be calling you Big Papa. That's weird. You have 50 XP on my chat. I wonder what that means. We're going to be talking about UFC 318 today with big man Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus Max Holloway. Oh, wait, I gotta click on it. Oops. I wonder if I can make it any bigger. Alright, just give me a second to get everything working. Ooh, wait, I can do this. Huh. Okay, let's start a poll. Who's winning? Dustin or Max? Okay, I did not know we can do this. We can add a poll? So there should be a poll in there now. That's actually cool. I will be keeping an eye on that. Anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about UFC 318. The main event. Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. I'm so excited for this fight. Two dogs going at it. You've heard that pretty much since this fight got announced. Let's talk about the cons. we're gonna go straight into it. We're gonna talk about the cons. The cons. What is this fight? Why are they fighting? They shouldn't be fighting. Max Holloway is a prospect in the lightweight division. Dustin Poirier is not. Dustin Poirier is retiring after this. Why is a prospect fighting a retiree? That makes no sense. It's kind of like the Dustin TKZ fight to an extent. Maybe a little better. Or maybe even worse. Depends on how you look at it. But it'll be a scrap for sure. Two guys that are allergic to wrestling. Also to an extent. Dustin Poirier does have some submission ability, as he did submit Max in the first fight. And he did submit Chandler. And I don't know the rest. I couldn't tell you. Dustin Poirier with the minus 102 odds. I don't mind these odds, if I'm being honest. These odds are not bad. I can't really think of what the odds could be. I think Dustin being the underdog, the slight underdog. He's not an underdog. They're both favorites. But since he is minus 102 and Max is minus 108, Dustin's a slight underdog, and that's okay. All right, Theg, hi. WWW, yep. WW, yep. Going at it. I wonder if I can... L? Why am I getting L's now? What did I do? Why are you my number one? Oh my god. Just by spamming, you're now the number one person on here. Let me see if I can put on here a chat box. Even though nobody adds a chat box. You look like Roman Kapilov. Shut up, man. You look like Roman Kapilov. But yeah, in the main event, we do have Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. I will take Dustin Poirier to beat Max Holloway by decision. I don't see this fight ending in a finish. I really don't, for multiple reasons. Main one being they have too much respect for each other. It's Dustin's retirement fight, and I think Dustin will have too much respect for Max Holloway to finish him on his last fight. However, Max beat the crap out of TKZ. We cannot excuse that Max beat the crap out of TKZ on TKZ's retirement fight. So, including that, and including Dustin Poirier's retirement fight, I do think since Dustin does fight with his heart rather than his hands, Dustin will pull this off. Going to the next one, we have Paulo Costa versus Roman Kapilov. Roman Kapilov's a favorite. I've listened to about every YouTube channel talk about Roman Kapilov's going to beat the crap out of Paulo Costa. Roman Kapilov, Lucas Tracy over there. Roman Kapilov, top 10 GOAT. Big meaty hooks. Bedtime MMA is talking about Roman Kapilov will fraud check Paulo Costa. I'm Australian, mate. Then you have MMA guru Roman Kapilov will beat the crap out of Paulo Costa. So, yeah, it's not a good look for Paulo Costa with how much backlash he's getting and that he's not going to win the fight. But me personally, weirder things have happened in this sport. Moicano, the GOAT, dropped Islam. So anything can happen in these types of fights. So that's why I am taking Paulo Costa to beat Roman Kapilov. And Dustin by Rolling Thunder, Joao. Oh my goodness. Joao the GOAT. But yeah, I will take... Yeah, Dustin will be winning this. I agree, Joao. Just stick to your ooh ha ha ha. But anyway, I will take Paulo Costa to beat Roman Kapilov because I think everyone's underestimating Paulo Costa. But look at his last fights. Last fight was Robert Whittaker. Or, yeah, was it Robert Whittaker or was it Joao? Was it Robert Whittaker or was it Sean Strickland? Sean Strickland, he looked gun-shy. He dropped Whittaker. I know Whittaker has a glass chin, but he did drop Whittaker in the first round. We can't just brush that off. Then before I forgot the rest of his fights. But the Izzy fight is where all the problems started. How old is Paulo Costa? Let's see this. So we're not gonna. Okay, so we have a full thing and we don't tell. Okay, that's okay, I guess. I do think Paulo Costa will beat Roman Kapilov. He's 34. How old is Paulo Costa? Paulo Costa. What the heck? Why am I searching Wikipedia? Where did... Roman Kapilov. Because I don't really know much. Okay, so he beat Chris Curtis, Sean Strickland's best friend. Who did he fight? Anthony Hernandez. I don't know who Cesar Almeida is. I have no idea who that is. I couldn't tell you any of these people. And he's been in the UFC since 2019. We will be picking Paulo Costa to win this fight. I actually do see Paulo Costa winning. Let's see this. So last fight was Sean Strickland, which he did lose, and he did look really gun shy. The one before that was Robert Whittaker. Then he beat Luke Rockhold. He lost to Marvin Vettori. Okay. This is such a... You would think we'd be breaking down the main event. But no, Roman Kapilov versus Paulo Costa is where I have no idea what's going to happen. I think Paulo Costa is going to win, but I don't know. Roman Kapilov, I haven't even heard of this guy until he was announced for this fight and it got canceled. Anyway, moving on, we have D-Rod versus Kevin Holland. I will be picking D-Rod to win this. I'm just joking. No, Kevin Holland's going to submit in the first round. Daniel Rodriguez had a crappy, and I mean crappy, last fight. I think he fluked the knockout against some absolute He looked like a fridge. He looked like a refrigerator on top of it. Moving on. Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull. We, as a collective group, will be picking Dan Ige. Because Dan Ige's... Whoa, I swear, this guy, when he beat Sean Woodson, the last fight, was ranked number 15. How did he get to number 11? What are we doing here? So Sean Woodson was trying to fight and get in the rankings, and now I remember Dan Ige was 14 or 15. Why is Dan Ige 11 now? Alright, that's besides the point. Patricio Pitbull taking on Dan Ige. We, as a collective group, will be choosing Dan Ige to beat Patricio Pitbull, because Patricio Pitbull is Bellator buns. Bellator does not translate to the UFC. It never does. It never have. It never will, except for Eddie Alvarez, who was champion in both Bellator and UFC. Other than that, I do not see anyone beating, or any Bellator fighter beating a UFC fighter of any sort. And this is an old, washed Patricio Pitbull. So I'm 100% not choosing Patricio Pitbull. Moving on, Michael Johnson versus the Daniel dude. I remember watching this guy fight on UFC 300. I honestly can't tell you who's going to win because I haven't watched either very much. It does look like Daniel Zellhuber is a huge favorite versus Michael Johnson. I guess we're going to have to trust that. I'll take Daniel. I think this guy's a huge prospect, so yeah, Daniel Zellhuber. Even though it's not impossible for Michael Johnson to just absolutely fraud check him. But yeah, I will be taking Daniel Zellhuber. Next, we have Kyler Phillips versus Vinicius Oliveira. Kyler Phillips, I believe, is the favorite on DraftKings. Vinicius Oliveira, he sucks. Kyler Phillips is mid too. This is the movable object versus what is it saying? The breakable force versus movable object. Like it's a fight. Is that going for it? Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen. The grudge match. The grudge match. And we, as a collective group, will be taking Marvin Vettori to beat Brendan Allen. How is that even a freaking question, bro? Yeah, Marvin Vettori is beating the crap out of Brendan Allen. And I know Brendan Allen's on some type of roll. All you have to do is look at the picture. Look at Brendan Allen. Look at Marvin Vettori's mogging Brendan Allen. Moving on, Nikolay and I don't know any of these guys. You have Islam Dulatov. Where do I know that name? Is this the model? I think this guy was a model and then he came over to... I might be wrong. But yeah, I don't know any of these guys. Okay, why do we have two Jesuses on this card? We have Jackson McVeigh and we have Kyler Phillips. What are we doing? And then we have some random women's fight. So that is my picks for UFC 318. If you want, we can just talk in the chat, or I don't even know how many people are watching. How many people are watching? 2. So, might end the stream here soon. Oh, it's only 16 minutes. That felt like an hour. Jeez. It's still 4 days until the pay-per-view. Let's talk DDP Hamzat. Alright, bud. Let's talk DDP Hamzat. I want to see it. Can I pull it up? I've actually never looked at this card before. Okay. Oh, wow. GM3! It's my GOAT GM3. Let's go! Okay, GM3 is fighting... Okay, this is a stacked card. What in the world? Edson Barboza Bryan battle on the early prelims? Okay, this is actually my first time looking at this card, so that's crazy. First up we have Dricus du Plessis versus Hamzat Chimaev. Hamzat Chimaev minus 180 favorite. Dricus du Plessis plus 150 underdog. This is crazy. I think this is probably one of the best fights of the year, if not the best fight of the year. And I do believe Hamzat Chimaev will sub Dricus du Plessis in the first round, similar to how he did Whitaker. I feel like Dricus will be expecting what's coming, and he will try to stop it, but he can't. Let's be honest here. If you watch Hamzat Chimaev's wrestling tapes, he does not shoot a normal shot. A normal shot, you're just shooting. Whoops. My bad. Everyone knows what a shot is. Hamzat Chimaev will drop his body to a 90-degree and be a millimeter off the ground. You could be over here, and he can be over here, and he'll just go and go straight to your legs. It's unstoppable. Hamzat Chimaev's wrestling cannot be stopped. If anyone can stop it, it is Dricus du Plessis. This will be one of the best fights, but only if it goes past the first round. Because I think Hamzat Chimaev's cardio is underrated. That's a wild take. I know that's a wild take. Hamzat Chimaev's cardio is buns. That's what everyone says. I think it's underrated. Think about it. You go the last fight, he didn't even need it. The fight before that was Usman. Hamzat Chimaev versus Kamaru Usman. He went all 3 rounds and he was gassed. Yes. But who was he scheduled to fight? Paulo Costa. He said it himself. You go from fighting a guy who doesn't know how to defend a takedown to the best wrestler in the UFC other than him. So that is why I do think Hamzat Chimaev's cardio is very underrated. Plus, the Gilbert Burns fight, everyone's like, oh, he had bad cardio, bro. He got dropped by Gilbert Burns. That was during Ramadan. He was fasting. He was fasting and he still beat Gilbert Burns. He still went all 3 rounds. He still put on a war and he still won. DDP is as funny as Conor at the press conference, just not as big of an idiot and horrible person. Aura, 110%. You couldn't have said it better. DDP, I think, wild take incoming. DDP is better at press conferences than Conor McGregor. Wild take, I know. But why is Conor McGregor big? Because he's mainstream. I think the media played him up. Dricus du Plessis is one of the most not underrated, but if you go to some random person and be like, who's the best trash talker ever? They might say Conor McGregor because they've seen his clips. No one has seen Dricus du Plessis' clips in the general public. I think Dricus du Plessis is better than Conor McGregor. Yeah, Lane, you agree that Dricus du Plessis is a better trash talker. Let's give some examples. You think your dad beat you? I'm gonna beat you. Like, are you serious? No, Conor McGregor would never say that. Conor McGregor tried to trash talk Dustin Poirier, and he got hit with, not McGregor fast, McGregor asleep. Dustin Poirier cooked Conor McGregor in the press conference. Khabib, who can barely speak English, cooked Conor McGregor in the press conference. Conor McGregor, but he was going nowhere with that. Dricus du Plessis over here. You think your dad beat the crap out of you? I'm going to beat the crap out of you. Dricus du Plessis is a G. He's so funny, bro. He is. Dricus du Plessis is him, bro. His trash talking is elite. He was talking to Israel Adesanya, and he just gaslit him the whole time. He's like, I want to be the first African champion. And then Izzy gets all mad. He's like, what do you mean? Kamaru and I, Francis and I, we took the belts to Africa. And then you have just Dricus du Plessis. Mate, I don't know what you're talking about. That was a country accent. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I never said I want to be the first African. I said I want to be the first African training champion. Completely different things. He just gaslights everyone. And I do feel like he's going to come out with fire against Hamza Chimaev. He will, at the press conference, he'll be like, I need a prop. He'll have the microphone. He'll be like, you think that, if you guys don't know, Hamza Chimaev was born in Chechnya, and Chechnya has a dictator. And since Hamza Chimaev is a famous Chechnyan, this dictator threatens his life basically, and Hamzat has to be a sucker to him, or else him and his family might be killed. You think that dictator has control over you? I'm gonna control you in the octagon. I feel like Dricus is gonna go to some wild extents. It's going to be like Conor vs. Khabib, but way funnier. 100%. That's the best way to put it. Because Hamza Chimaev is the boogeyman of the division. He is the Khabib of the middleweight division. He's the best wrestler. He doesn't need striking because of how good his wrestling is. And Dricus du Plessis is like the fashionable foreigner, South African versus Irish, the Dutchman. Dricus du Plessis is the middleweight Conor McGregor. Khamzat Chimaev is the middleweight Khabib. It's as simple as that. It's going to be such a good press conference and such a good fight. I'm excited. If Hamzat doesn't sub him in 1 round, it will be an absolute 5-round war because of Hamzat's amazing underrated cardio and Dricus du Plessis' absolute will to just go out there and goofily throw overhands like he's swimming. So yeah, I like this card. This is a very good subject. But sadly, I want to get through the whole card. So let's move on here. Let me fix my microphone wire. There we go. The trash talk is gonna be insane. It is. You're gonna have Khamzat Chimaev, brother. I don't care. I don't give a frick, bro. Brother, I don't care. Brother, just let me joke you, brother. I gonna wrestle him, brother. I don't know, man. I take him down. I don't know, man. You just have Dricus du Plessis over there. You think that Dictator has control over you? I'm gonna have control over you. And Hamza Chimaev gets all mad. He'll be like, brother, don't go there, brother. I will smash you in the cage, brother. The press conference is gonna be wild. The trash talk in the octagon, yes, 100%. The trash talk in the octagon will be insane. Brother, talk now. He's gonna have him in a rear naked choke. Brother, talk now, brother. Brother, just stab, brother. Brother, you wanna keep your life, just stab, brother. You're gonna have Dricus du Plessis, like, laying some good punches. He'll be like, oh, this one's for your sick son. This one's for that dictator. This one's for your dead wife. Just, like, laying random stuff on Hamza Chimaev. It's gonna be amazing. It'll actually be entertaining. And I'll be really sad if we don't get, like, a mic'd up moment in there, like how they released with Conor and Khabib. Ugh. I think it's time to move on, though, sadly. I do have Hamza Chimaev winning. First or second round sub. But yeah. Let's move on. I don't think this is the co-main. I think the co-main hasn't been announced yet. Because there's no way Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates is the co-main event. I just have to get that out there. Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates. I do think Carlos Prates could pull it off, especially with that performance against Ian Gary when he popped off in that 5th round. Jeff Neal, I don't remember his last. Wait, what was his last fight? Yeah, I actually have no idea. Can I not spell Jeff Neal? I guess I can't. Okay, he beat Rafael dos Anjos. This is a tough one. I think I'm going to go Carlos Prates. Hot prospect. Had a bad fight against Ian Gary. I do think he'll bounce back. And this could be his bounce back fight. Is that how you say it? Jared Cannonier versus MVP. This is a fight. I'm telling you now. This is a good fight. Look at my cheeky smile, my crooked nose. This is a good fight. Jared Cannonier, the Killer Gorilla, versus MVP Michael Venom Page. This is gonna be a war. Michael Venom Page's, I hate his style. If I'm being honest, it's the like the hands down, the like wanna style, show that you're not putting all that hard work in, and you're just kind of wait. Why is my hair kind of cool? Anyway, just like, just flicking the jab, trying to act all cool. So I do think Jared Cannonier will win. He beat Gregory Rodriguez in his last fight, right? So yeah, I do have Jared Cannonier winning. The fact that MVP is fighting up in the rankings and he's like 40 something, and it's crazy. MVP, pack it up, bro. Tim Elliott versus Kaya Sakura. This is not a banger, man. Kaya Sakura is gonna destroy him. Why is Tim Elliott even ranked, bro? Look at this guy. It looks like that picture that's up like at a funeral. Like, I just feel bad for Tim Elliott. Kaya Sakura will beat the crap out of Tim Elliott, and it won't be close. I do want Tim Elliott to win, but it's not gonna happen. Then we have Bobby, not King. I'm not calling you King Green. I'm calling you by I'm calling you by the name that your parents named you. I'm calling you Bobby Green. Bobby Green, or Robert Green. I'm still calling you Bobby Green versus Diego Ferreira. When you have two fighters that are this low in competition, you just have to pick eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Diego Ferreira will win. Then we have the GOAT, GM3 versus Michael Oleksiejczuk. I don't know who this guy. He's the Polish guy. I've only seen him. I don't know if I've seen him fight. I was gonna say I've seen him fight once, but I don't think I have seen him fight. GM3, of course, the absolute GOAT. Got fluked against Hamzat. Let's be honest. Hamzat fluke KO'd him. GM3 was winning that until he got fluke knocked out. So yeah, I will take a GM3 to beat this Michael dude. Jessica Andre versus Loopy. I don't know who either of these people are. I've heard of Jessica Andre. I don't know who this Loopy person is. So I will take. Whoops, I don't. I'll just take Jessica Andre because I don't know who Loopy is. Chase Hooper versus Alexander Hernandez. Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper is a good prospect, and I will take Chase Hooper to win the rest of his fights until he gets that title shot. I do believe that Chase Hooper, once he stops gooning this camp, can go on to a title shot, if I'm being completely honest. I think he should be ranked here soon. Yeah, Chase Hooper is a good prospect. Edson Barboza versus Dakar Close. I don't know who this is. If I choose Edson Barboza just because I know who he is, since I don't know who this other guy is, I will not be speaking. I'll just pass. Brian Battle versus I don't know how to say his name. I have seen some of his fights before, so I will be choosing Brian Battle by missing weight and then beating the crap out of him. Then we have Carey versus Jay. I don't know who either of these people are again. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe, $80. Let's just go the right one because she's from America. Anyway, that's going to wrap up my stream. How long have we been streaming for? 30 minutes. Jeez, it felt like an hour. Yeah, that wraps up my stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy this, please do subscribe and leave a like. And we only have 2 viewers, which I can guess who those 2 are. So, Lane, see you later. Goodbye.